Sister Wives enthusiasts. Robyn challenges waitress as she asserts ownership of Kody. Fans of Sister Wives are accustomed to observing Robyn Brown's behavior on the TLC series. However, it appears that she has exhibited territorial tendencies toward Kody Brown off-screen. Furthermore, although this fourth wife frequently exhibited humility, she appeared to regard her celebrity status with utmost reverence. Observers have remarked on the transformation of Robyn's weeping into sardonic remarks in recent seasons. The woman, who previously exhibited much concern for her sister wives, abruptly acquired a nonchalant demeanor. Audiences do not perceive this as novel. Rather, the barrier has merely collapsed, revealing the authentic Robyn Brown to the viewers. Robyn Brown acquired the moniker Sobbin' Robyn due to her frequent weeping devoid of tears. This was evident for the majority of the Sister Wives seasons. However, a transformation occurred for this fourth wife in the past few seasons. The Robyn from backstage appeared on the screen. Robyn seemingly possessed a significantly elevated self-esteem than she portrayed while on film. What is the basis for this knowledge? Robyn self-aggrandized in a book she authored several years ago alongside the other husbands of her polygamous union. Indeed, she appeared to possess a significant self-regard, as she even likened herself to Oprah. Robyn drew this analogy following her appearance on Oprah's program. Robyn and her co-spouses participated in an interview with Oprah to promote the inaugural season of the Sister Wives series. Subsequently, the five partners authored a bestseller. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, the story of an unconventional marriage, Robyn Brown asserted the similarities between herself and Oprah. Robyn was astonished by their similarities as celebrities, implying to followers that she perceived herself as equal to the renowned talk show host. This indicated to numerous admirers that Robyn's ego was inflated, as aligning herself with Oprah was not well received by Sister Wives enthusiasts. During her appearances on Sister Wives, Robyn Brown frequently expressed her adaptability to the challenges of a multiple marriage. Coexisting with Kody Brown alongside three other women was not consistently straightforward. However, Robyn presented it on film as if it were a task she could effortlessly accomplish. Ultimately, she communicated with Kody and took delight in ensuring the harmonious functioning of the five-person marriage by maintaining composure. However, we discovered that her off-screen activities convey a contrasting message. An illustration is derived from the book Sister Wives. Robyn recounts receiving a cold glare from a server while dining with Kody at a restaurant. Kody then recognized that he had lately been with Mery Brown, and they behaved as though they were husband and wife. With Robyn and Kody holding hands and displaying affection, the waitress presumed Robyn was the mistress. However, the Robyn seen on TV would probably have laughed and dismissed it nonchalantly. However, covertly, she would not permit this woman to maintain such beliefs. Robyn asserted her relationship with Kody Brown by informing the waitress that she is Kody's wife. She informed the woman that the other lady she observed with Kody a few days before was also his wife. Fans of Sister Wives perceived the waitress incident as indicative of Robyn's failure to fulfill her obligations as a sister wife, in contrast to Janelle Brown and Christine Brown. The second and third wives were required to assume the roles of Kody's sister, a relative, or a friend while accompanying him in public throughout the years preceding the family's revelation in this series. However, Robyn was determined not to allow the waitress to believe she had no entitlement to Kody. She said that both she and the other woman accompanying Kody were his wives in a plural marriage. Although recognized for her tearless sobs on show, it appears that Robyn exhibited territorial behavior over Kody Brown off-screen. For numerous Sister Wives enthusiasts, their tears were a facade. Robyn's true demeanor when the cameras ceased operation appeared to be the antithesis of her portrayal on the TLC series. Nevertheless, the aftermath of Sister Wives Season 19 has proven to be more tumultuous than any prior reunion special of the series. The most recent edition of TLC's enduring reality series culminated with a four-part tell-all intended to offer fans a sense of closure. Nevertheless, during the one-on-one interviews with hosts Sukanya, Suki, Krishnan, Kody, and Robyn Brown, along with former Sister Wives Mery, Christine, and Janelle Brown, left fans with more inquiries than clarifications. Mery, Christine, and Janelle exhibited commendable candor on their lives post the disintegration of their poly family. However, Kody and Robyn appeared to be evading difficult discussions with much effort. The fans perceive that the show has reached its conclusion, and Kody and Robyn's continual evasion is exacerbating the situation. In the days preceding the tell-all episode, TLC disseminated a behind-the-scenes video featuring Kody's remaining wife. In the video, Robyn candidly conveyed her lack of enthusiasm about the upcoming interview with Krishnan. When Kody inquired about her feelings, Robyn explicitly stated, "I'd prefer a root canal." This approach was not well received by the fans. The purpose of the tell-all specials at the conclusion of each season is for the cast to assume responsibility for their conduct. It was clear that neither Kody nor Robyn had any desire in doing so. During the program, Krishnan criticized Robyn for her consistent failure to view and analyze clips from the show, unlike the other cast members. Throughout the season, numerous instances included Janelle expressing her sentiments on Kody's favoritism towards Robyn. As the clips aired, it became evident that Robyn had no regret for her role in the disintegration of their previous multiple family. When Krishnan inquired of Robyn on Janelle's characterization of her as Kody's sacred cow, she unequivocally stated her indifference to the opinions of her former sister wives. Robyn, once again adopting a victim mentality, disregarded the tapes and asserted that they were disturbing to terminate the discussion. If Robyn struggled to answer questions during the program, Kody performed even more poorly. The Brown family patriarch's tendency to shift blame, become defensive, and repeatedly lash out at Krishnan rendered the tell-all excruciating to observe at times. As soon as Krishnan began posing challenging questions, Kody's demeanor deteriorated significantly, which is rather notable. Kody asserted that he wished to improve all of his marriages, although he did not possess equal affection for each of his women. When Krishnan highlighted the inconsistency in his statement, he became frustrated rather than contemplating his conduct. This illustrates Kody's juvenile method of conflict resolution, which is partially responsible for the disintegration of his poly family. Longtime fans of the show are aware that Kody is reluctant to acknowledge the repercussions of his actions. Nevertheless, he escalated the situation significantly at the tell-all by regarding Krishnan as his foremost adversary. Whenever the host mentioned his past wives' remarks regarding his favoritism toward Robyn, Kody would elevate his voice and declare that he did not wish to feel remorse for loving his youngest wife. Kody stated, "There is a divine element to my relationship with Robyn, and we have faced significant criticism for it." Kody referred to all his wives as salesmen, suggesting that the others were merely envious of Robyn's capacity to secure all the deals. Kody's premature termination of significant discussions demonstrates his reluctance to accept accountability for the deterioration of his marriages and the strained dynamics with his children. In contrast to Mery, Janelle, and Christine's candid approach during the tell-all, Kody and Robyn appear to be concealing something. The monogamous couple clearly aimed to rehabilitate their image at the special, yet Krishnan's inquiry surprised them. In light of this, Robyn and Kody's assertions of desiring to move on and resolve the drama appear entirely insincere. Nonetheless, in the majority of households, Valentine's Day was a modest celebration, chocolates, roses, and perhaps the romantic meal. However, within the Brown household, circumstances were far from uncomplicated. Kody Brown's experience of Valentine's Day has consistently been both a challenge and a joy, given his 4 marriages and extensive family structure. This year, however, circumstances appeared distinct. Tensions had escalated over the past year, rifts had widened in the partnerships, and each wife was silently grappling with her own emotions. Nonetheless, Valentine's Day was imminent, and it would be commemorated, for better or worse. Kody, always the strategist, opted to pursue a novel approach for distinct Valentine's Day events, one for each wife. He hoped that dedicating individual time to them would revive some of the diminishing sparks. Kody escorted Mery to a quaint cottage hideaway located near Flagstaff. Snow covered the ground, and a fire flickered in the corner. They conversed extensively throughout the night regarding their formative years, how it all commenced, the aspirations they once held in common. Mery revealed a photo book she had concealed for years. The collection included photographs from their wedding day, vintage love letters, and a locket that Kody had gifted her decades prior. "I merely wished to recall our identity," she murmured. Kody acquiesced. He smiled, yet his eyes betrayed a muted sense of remorse. He recognized that the love was entombed, perhaps too profoundly to recover, yet this evening was not for lamentation. It was for recollection. Kody organized a day of hiking for Janelle, culminating in a surprise dinner at her preferred vegan-friendly cafe. She had consistently been his most pragmatic partner, grounded and reasonable. Nonetheless, he saw her enduring desire for admiration. While seated with a view of the cliffs, Janelle astonished him. "Kody, I recognize that we are not in a fairy tale. I do not anticipate romantic gestures or enchantment. I merely require confirmation that you acknowledge my presence." He extended his hand towards hers. "I perceive you, Janelle. I consistently have." I became disoriented while attempting to oversee all other responsibilities. After months, she smiled unreservedly for the first time. Kody attempted to feign normalcy by taking Christine to the intimate restaurant where they had previously commemorated their 10th anniversary. However, Christine devised her own strategy. She presented him with a note prior to dessert. "This is not a love letter, Kody. It constitutes a liberation." The correspondence was an earnest farewell. Although she had consented to commemorate this day with him for the children's benefit, her heart had already progressed. "I desired a final recollection in which we were not in conflict. Merely tranquility." Tears brimmed in Kody's eyes as he comprehended that this was not merely a farewell to a marriage, but to a facet of his identity. Valentine's Day was exclusively designated for Robyn, the youngest spouse and, arguably, the most favored. Kody adorned their communal residence with fairy lights, candles, and beautiful roses. The children assisted in creating handcrafted decorations, and the evening was replete with fun. Robyn, meanwhile, could not dispel the burden of the preceding days. "Kody, I hold deep affection for you. However, this family is disintegrating." He gazed at her, his smile diminishing. "I am aware. I made an attempt. Perhaps I was attempting to grasp too many hearts with a single pair of hands." They danced languidly to a song that had held significance. Although the space resembled a Valentine's ideal, beneath the glitter and music lay an escalating quiet that neither could disregard. The following morning, Kody sat solitary on the porch as the Arizona sun ascended. The festivities had concluded. For wives, for evenings, for narratives of love, some reignited, some recollected, and some relinquished. Valentine's Day has consistently represented unity in their unorthodox household. Nevertheless, this year it served as a mirror revealing the reality. Love is not merely about controlling relationships, but rather about nourishing them. Nevertheless, the Brown household epitomized unity amidst unorthodox love. However, over the years, the superficial fractures had evolved into profound fissures. The evening in Flagstaff was brisk. Snow adhered to the pine trees as Christine, Janelle, Mery, and Robyn convened in the expansive communal living room of the cul-de-sac residences they had previously imagined as their permanent abodes. Kody convened a family council, but the gathering swiftly evolved into an intense confrontation. Christine initiated the conversation. Her voice, consistently melodious yet now imbued with firmness, shattered the tense silence. "I no longer wish to continue living in this manner. We relinquished all for an aspiration that materializes solely when all individuals experience recognition and affection. I have not experienced that sensation in years." Robyn shifted uneasily, but refrained from interjecting. Janelle, who had consistently exhibited the highest degree of independence, nodded. "We were assured of equality, collaboration, a family in which no wife held greater significance than the others. However, at this moment, we are akin to satellites orbiting you, Kody. Moreover, I am fatigued by remaining in a state of orbit." Kody exhaled audibly, brushing his hair aside in exasperation. "You were all aware of the nature of this existence. We collaboratively constructed this. This is merely a temporary setback. Each family, no, Mery said, her tone incisive and arid. This is not a temporary setback. This reflects years of neglect, partiality, and unfulfilled commitments. I have been a passive observer in this marriage for 10 years. You will not even grasp my hand. Robyn finally articulated, tears already brimming in her eyes. You all hold me accountable, yet I never solicited Kody's preferential treatment. I never desired this conflict. Christine stood with her arms crossed. Perhaps you did not inquire, Robyn. However, you did not resist it either. You embraced additional time, greater affection, and an abundance of everything. What about the remainder of us? We became mere placeholders. A profound quiet prevailed. The wind outside howled, almost mirroring the anguish within the room. I desired a plural marriage, Janelle stated, her tone gentle yet resolute. However, not in this manner. Not in a situation where one woman resides as a queen while the others are merely tolerated. I am beginning to contemplate whether I would find greater happiness in solitude. Kody's complexion became ashen. Are you indicating a desire to depart? Mery laughed with bitterness. Depart. Kody, I emotionally departed years ago. I have not yet packed my baggage. Christine's eyes glistened with tears. Perhaps it is time for us all to reassess. This family was founded on affection and confidence. If neither of those are present, what are we clinging to? Kody gazed at the visages of the ladies he once believed he could love equally. At present, he perceived only pain, separation, and years of unfulfilled anticipations. For perhaps the first time, he comprehended that he was the cause of their dissatisfaction with their circumstances. Outside, the snow continued to descend, enveloping the streets, the houses, and the memories. A new covering, perhaps, to signify the commencement of a new chapter. A chapter in which each woman would determine for herself the true essence of happiness.